could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Oh, well, things will change and leaves will fall and it will rain. Transformed before your eyes with no time for chasing. Why did that happen? Oh, you never know just how life is gonna go. So you jump in your boat and roll, roll, roll. Jump in your boat and you roll, roll, roll. Here we go, all together now. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Ooh, how are we feeling?
Doing great.
The lighting's good in this studio. And it sounds good too. Let's go. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. You gotta aim high and go for your pie in the sky. Go ahead and trust yourself. Everything will right itself. It sorts itself out over time. Oh, you never know just how life is gonna go. So you jump in your boat and roll, roll, roll. Jump in your boat and roll, roll, roll. Here we go, all together, ready? Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. I'll tell you what's happening. Show number 121, if you're into numerology. I would
Congratulations.
suggest, right, yeah. Here in Nancie Harris's beautiful art studio in downtown Fredericksburg, Virginia. I worked in this building as a mold maker for Wagner Metal Arts, and so did you,
Yeah.
Alex.
Yes,
funny
I
enough.
did.
And Alex, give us a full name, rank, and serial number. What? Alex Nunnally.
Alex Nunnally, metal fabricator and artist.
Yes. Someday we'll have
former mold maker at Wagner Metal Arts,
Yeah.
where same
Where we
place
did.
I used to work with you.
Yeah. Nice. And
Tony Jackson.
Tony Jackson. Tony Jackson, who are you? We're so glad you
Well,
got drugged in.
Glad to be
Look
here.
what the cat drug in.
Thank you very much for having us. Alex and I have been playing together for about 13 years.
Oh.
Yeah, met him through a mutual friend, and we just hit it off.
All right. Do you have a let's have a song, some sort of an original song? Does it have a story to go with it, or give us a little?
This one's kind of just a happy, upbeat little acoustic song, and kind of like I don't know. I guess you can take it as you hear it. about 10 years ago.
Probably about 10 years ago. Okay. And we're going to get you guys back up here towards the end of the show. And you guys are going to play another song, and we might ask you some questions.
Oh, we can do that.
All right. So if you will exit stage right, that would be lovely. This is an amazing studio to be in. And when we were setting up the cameras, there was any number of views we could have used. All this art is on the wall. We didn't move any of the art, and we just chose this area because this is an atrium. Above my head is clear or smoky plexiglass going on up there. So that's what all this beautiful natural light is. And I want to point out that I'm very colorfully dressed because I'm getting ready for my next performance in Gulfport, which will be on the main drag at the North Stage in Gulfport on June 3rd. And I plan to be wearing at least this feather. My friend Maud gave it to me, and Miss Nancie Harris is her mother. Yay, come on, Maud's mother. Welcome to the party.
Hello,
Thank
hello,
you.
hello.
Thank you so much for having us here at your studio.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And welcome everybody.
Welcome everybody into the studio. Now, if you happen to be a Patreon member, there'll be a little more of a pan around this building to look at. Maud, I'm going to call you Maud. Maud is her daughter, and that's Nancie. When did you move in? Because it was the Wagner Metal Art Wax Room until when?
I moved in about 24 years ago.
24 years. And so the whole place is covered pretty much floor to ceiling in
With
art
artwork,
that you did yourself.
24 years of art.
24 years of art. Reach over and grab that one right there, just because it's sitting there. So there's one.
Yeah, there's one right there.
There's one right there. It just leans. That one lives over there. Now, we did not position any art for this show. This is all au naturel. That one. When did you paint this one?
Probably about 4 or 5 months ago, I guess.
Oh, so this is recent work. And birds, you've been painting birds.
Oh, yeah.
It matches your outfit, by the way.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take that from you. We'll put it right here for the moment. So you've been a painter all your life?
Pretty much.
And
I went to a private school for a while, and the nuns, on Saturdays and Sundays, we didn't do much, and so I just drew and did things, and the nuns saw it and entered me into art shows, and I kept winning. And
okay,
one year,
the nuns. Where was this nunnery with
the Good Shepherd Convent in Omaha, Nebraska.
the Good Shepherd Convent in Omaha? Who knew you? I did not know you were. This lovely convent woman has, at this point in your life, did we discuss your age or just say later in your life?
Doesn't matter.
Later in your life,
I'm past it all.
you have gotten a tattoo.
Oh yes.
This is convent woman. You have gotten a tattoo on your face. Are you sure it wasn't a convict? It was convent?
No, it's a tattoo of remembrance.
A tattoo of remembrance, and it's a cute little heart. And what are you remembering with this heart?
Well, I have a son who is dying of cancer, and they can't do anything more for him, so I just did this as a little, this is for my JJ.
Okay, and it's like, what would the nuns in the convent say about your face tattoo?
Well, I was off the honor roll most of the time, so they knew that I was a nonconformist. I was known as an incorrigible child.
Oh, incorrigible. All right, so you left convent school and you got
I
married?
escaped
You escaped she's an escaped convict.
by joining the Navy.
Oh, you joined I didn't know that. Nancie joined the Navy
And here I am today.
and you had what children?
I have 5 children.
You have 5 children, and they're all fairly nice folk.
I think they are.
Mm-hmm. And you had a lovely husband.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that makes it pleasant. But your husband passed away a while ago.
Yep. Yep.
And then, so you give art lessons?
Yeah, I give classes up here. I give four classes, 2 hours each. That's one session.
Okay, so you can take a session, and is it like finger painting, or are we talking
It's
oil painting?
acrylics and watercolor and mixed media.
Right. And you also make these amazing paintings with, what do you call the sewing technique?
I do Chinese embroidery. It's a 4th century technique, and I don't use any knots, and I use a needle about like that, and 2 pieces of thread about that long,
And it's practically as beautiful on the front as the back. If you're a Patreon member, you'll see one. Because we did do a little flash around the studio earlier. Why are you using all these different techniques? Why don't you just settle down?
well, because I like to learn something new all the time, and I've just always been, I'm ambidextrous, so I can use both sides of myself, so that makes it more exciting to do more things, and so I just do what I please doing.
And so you started in the convent doing art, and then you got married and had 5 children, you said? So did you continue to do art all
Yep.
during that time?
Yeah,
So did you have a dedicated studio room?
the basement, the kids knew at 9 o'clock, turned over to Daddy, and Mama goes downstairs to the basement.
Ah, how clever of you. And how many paintings would you say there are in this studio?
Oh gosh, I can't even think.
Hundreds.
Yeah, got to be.
And you've sold plenty of paintings, didn't
Oh
you?
yeah, I sold quite a few.
Do you have, what style are you currently excited about?
I can't say I'm excited about any one thing. It's just when I get up in the morning, my head says, what are we gonna do today? And so we figure it out.
That's so interesting. And this space is also just chock-a-block full of beautiful objects. Can you just hand me that object there on the corner? That one. So besides this place being just chock-a-block full of art, there's beautiful objects like this scattered about. So you've been a collector of beautiful objects?
Yes.
What's your favorite collection? She has like the red carnival, you know, the red glass, you have a little Chinese. What's your favorite?
Roseville.
Roseville.
Roseville pottery is my favorite.
Yes, we have the same tastes. Roseville pottery. This little painting, when was this one done?
Well, a lady brought me a painting up, and it was of this, and she said, would you do this with me? I can't figure out how she got that amberness about it.
Wait,
So-
let me go back here. So a woman had a painting of this here.
An
and
old one?
An old one, and she wanted to reproduce it. And so she came to you to learn how to reproduce this painting.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was her difficulty?
She couldn't get the amber, nuss about it, and so it was very simple. We just did a wash.
Oh, there you go. And so she did an extra one, and you did one too while you were showing her.
Yeah.
And this is how the paintings pile up. He's really cute. So it's personable, this little fella. I want to. We were talking earlier when we were moving. The only thing we did to set up for the show was move chairs into place under this beautiful light. Oh, the chandelier is delightful. And as we were moving this furniture, you said you had painted this chair?
Yeah, somebody threw it out in the trash in the back, and I thought, well, that's crazy. So I got it out and painted it.
So you dug this chair out of a trash can, and was it painted black?
No, I painted it black. And the bottom, yeah, I sprayed it black.
There you go. And as long as I'm out of the way at the moment, what about this? Can you tell me about this painting? What
Oh,
can you tell me about this?
that picture is a magic picture. I used to paint with 4 other artists in town, Jack and
It's a magic picture.
and Kathy and Michael and myself, and we'd come up here and I would give them an empty canvas, and I only made a mark like that, and then another one there, and that's all I did. And I said, everybody has 15 minutes to paint. No one can tell anybody what to do. And so it took 2 hours to paint it, and Michael was the last one, and he decided he was going to do the beak. And so we're all standing behind him, and he gets out red paint, a red beak on a bird, and we thought, oh my gosh, no, no, no. So we said we knew we couldn't say anything. So he did it, and it made the whole painting, I call it magic.
Well, is this gold leaf on
Yeah.
the edge?
Mhm.
Was the painting within the square, and then you added the gold leaf, or was the gold
No,
leaf part of the original?
No, Michael decided we should make it we made the frame, and it's painted within the frame.
Wow, it's really beautiful painting.
I was amazed.
Are there any other paintings that can be seen through that camera?
Yeah, that one above.
This one up here.
The double birds.
Yeah, see, I told you she paints birds. But not only lions and tigers and bears also. Tell us a little bit about that painting.
That painting I did years ago, and it was one of my favorite ones, always has been, and everybody wants to buy it, but I just can't sell it. So it's gonna stay with me. It's mine.
How many paintings in this room are not for sale? I mean, do you have lots of little favorite ones that you're not gonna let go?
No, not really.
Okay.
These that I mentioned, and then that one is a beach I used to take the kids when they were little. And that's a portrait of my husband up there, the bear.
That's so nice.
He's just resting beside the water, waiting for a fish to come along.
Was he a fisherman, your husband?
Yeah.
Ah, Nancy, what would you share with the world from your point of view as an artist that just keeps arting?
Well, don't be listening to the people around you that tell you you can't do anything, because they've never done anything apparently and don't know the difference. And if I want to do something different in art, and like I would use a sponge on a painting instead of a brush. I have one painting that I do that's done with paper towels. You make a little rosette in your hand with it, and you just go blah, 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 and you're in the woods. And then you put trunks in, and a stream or a path, and it's a picture.
And do you feel like people that didn't start art, like, you know, as a child, like at any point in life, do you feel like somebody could book a session with you? And when somebody books a session with you, do you tell them what they're painting, or are there like watercolor sessions, or is it like, what do you want, how do you
Well, we
make
start
it?
out with basics, because everybody starts at their own level, and then I just guide them, and some of them do better paintings than I do, and when they leave, I try to do the painting they did. Doesn't work,
Interesting.
because a painting comes from where? Within oneself. So we all attack it differently.
And do you feel like you're a good teacher? Because being a good painter is really different from being a good teacher.
I was a good mama, and that made me a good teacher.
I know her children, they're nice as can be. So I'll take your word on that. Excellent. And do you have any class sessions already booked for the?
Yeah, I teach through the Dorothy Hart Community Center, so if you want to take my classes, you'd have to get a hold of them.
Oh, so even these session things that you're talking about.
They're all
So
booked through them.
the Dorothy Hart Community Center. Excellent. Oh, that's good.
I figure their mailing list is superior to mine.
I don't know. Now, it's interesting because I'm in this space full of, here, let me show you another beautiful object. Full of just incredibly sweet, beautiful objects. And they are, because you have this large space, they're dotted around and they're covered in dust.
Oh, absolutely. If you buy something from me, you cannot leave the dust. It has to go to.
It has to go to. And do you have any I know this is a weird question, but do you have any plans for the future of, I always wonder, like, artists that have lots of paintings, or collectors that have beautiful things. Do you have a plan, or are you just gonna enjoy it till you drop and then?
Well, I figure it came to me the way it came to me, so it's got to go to somebody else the same way. So it'll all take care of itself. Drive my kids crazy for a while, but it will
That's
take
okay.
care of
Well,
itself.
that's what my song said. Everything will right itself. So you're not worried about what happens to your things when you.
No, not really.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how worried I am. I just ask these questions because some people are very perturbed. I know artists who tried to. And yeah, there we go.
Good work, right?
I never followed up, but they wanted their sculptures to blah blah, that story. Do you have any advice? Ooh, do you hear the train? Because we're near the train.
Isn't that a wonderful sound? I have people come up here. I have a friend that comes when it's raining, and she'll take a nap there because of the rain and on the roof. And people come up here and they don't even hear the train. But if you're under here, you hear it. But if you're in there, you don't, or you're over there, you don't hear it. But it comes straight through here.
And I think it's really interesting and magic that we're all up in this very interesting space. God bless the owners of the creameries. Is there something
Yeah,
deep in the world?
Tammy Gilly says she loves the painting of the hounds.
The hounds that she gets.
Oh, you know what that was? That was a Winchester print. And I went to a gun show years ago, and the print was going to be $1,500, and I didn't have that. So I asked him, would he take a picture of it? So when I painted it, but guess what I did? I left one of the legs off of one of the dogs to see if anybody would ever notice it, and no one has ever noticed it.
So this is, can we use that picture back there? Yeah. There's a leg. Okay, there's a leg missing. Have you? Well, I guess you can do all right with one leg missing, especially if you got four. I don't know. Nancie, is there anything else you'd like to share with the world?
Well, it's a big world. Be careful out there. And don't forget to smile at somebody today, because there's nothing they can do with it except accept it.
Whoa, have people started treating you differently now that you have a tattoo on your face?
Well, I play pickleball 2 days a week for 3 hours, and the ladies kind of looked at me and walked away, and looked at me and walked away. The minute they look at me and walk away, and I'd say, okay, so I've got something on my face. Y'all want to see it really close? Well, they came really close.
And it's actually a little heart.
And I said, okay, it's over with now. Let's play pickleball.
Right. And how about like tellers at the grocery store, or policemen, or?
Well, I have people at the grocery store and like laundromat would say, oh, I love your tattoo. I've not had any negative. I'm waiting for some woman to go, and walk by.
But not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, there we go. And, or maybe, yeah. And I don't know whether tattoos have become so socially acceptable, or people think it's a beauty mark, or
I think they have come
a long way.
really acceptable,
Yeah.
really.
Well, those nuns in the convent are happy, I can just. All right, Nancie, I'm going to take your microphone, and I thank you again. Are there any other paintings that can be seen through the camera that we should discuss?
Let's see.
No?
The one back there.
All the way,
Yeah.
which one?
That one with the butterflies.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did that as kind of a prank to see what my daughter would figure it out, and I put some abstract birds in there, but she didn't call them abstract birds. She said she couldn't figure it out. But then finally she did. Anybody see the birdies?
Is that a finished painting? Yeah, the
Yeah.
white ones. The
Yeah.
birds are white.
Yeah.
Two big white birds with yellow
And I made
beaks.
2 nests in an old tree.
Huh.
But she agrees with me now that they're cuckoo birds, as a matter of fact.
Oh. Are they ornithologically correct?
in my mind.
Okay. Do you paint from a picture or do you?
I sometimes I do, and sometimes I just put things together. That one there, I just woke up and did one day.
The yellow one there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they don't get to see that one.
I had a bunch of paint, so I said, I'll just get rid of it.
There we go. All right, Nancy, thank you again. And she's made us snacks for after the show, so if you're in the audience, you're going to get some snacks. See you later.
Okay, thank you.
I am going to tell everyone that the next Laura Shepherd show is going to be in Gulfport on, I believe it's June 11th, and I'll be performing downtown Gulfport Saturday the 3rd, and I shall be very colorful, wearing at least this and many more colors. Let's get Tony and Alex back up here. Please become a patron on Patreon. I would really appreciate that. Send me some money on PayPal, L Shepherd 9. Hand $1 to somebody you think is doing a good job in life. Be kind to one another. Let's get you fellas back up here. And I'm going to stick this on. Last time I was worried about this because I was afraid of this rubber was making horrible noises, but we'll find out. Let's try that this time. Is that yours? Okay, now, before we, now, what's this, Tony, you have this, what's Sunken Road? That's your band?
That's what we call ourselves.
Just the two of you, our Sunken Road. Now, why Sunken Road? Sunken Road is a,
Landmark here in Fredericksburg.
correct?
Yep. We kind of wanted something that was unique to Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
And as far as we could tell from some of our research of some of the performing acts around Fredericksburg over the years, nobody had used that name.
There's the Sunken Well Tavern, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Sunken Well, that's not Sunken Road.
Right.
Yeah, because you
right.
could have chosen Hanover, but that's not, I mean, that's another road around here, but.
Yep. There was a band, I don't know if they're still together, the McLaw's Drive.
Yes,
Yeah, see,
right,
yeah,
we
so-
remember them.
Yeah, so we wanted something that was unique to Fredericksburg.
Oh.
And,
Well,
it kind of fit.
Sunken Road, and do you all perform out?
Open mic nights.
Open mic
At
nights?
this
What's your,
juncture,
where,
We did a
where's,
couple of gigs,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're still in the
and do
process.
you like practice?
Yes.
How, do you have a regular practice schedule?
Well, we did.
It's usually every Fridays after work.
Fridays after work,
Yep.
yeah. Do you feel like how long have you been meeting pretty much every Friday after work?
Gosh, we've been together, what?
We were both,
13
we're
years?
not gonna tell our age here, but when
No.
we first got together, we were both 49 years old at the time.
Right.
do
So
the
there you
math.
go.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. A mutual
I'm
friend,
gonna change the location of this, carry on.
mutual friend, John Sweden,
Yeah.
actually invited Tony over to jam with him. And Tony that's when I first met Tony. But it seemed as though that the type of guitar that I played meshed better with what Tony was doing than what John had to contribute. So we started
So you
playing.
stole the guitar player and left. Okay, I love it. And I saw
You're not in the
John.
band anymore.
I saw John at the Alpha Jerk show, and he's still talking. No, I'm just kidding. What kind of music would you call what you all do?
I think it's a folk rock more than
Folk
anything.
rock. And do you always play with acoustic instruments?
Mhm.
Okay. And what do you do in your real life?
I work for a large environmental firm.
Oh.
I'm actually in the hazardous waste management business.
I know it's a sad, sad day that we need a whole business.
Just
do
to
it.
take care of our trash,
Our
right?
trash.
And I've always said that in the environmental business, you've got solid waste trash, and you've got the hazardous waste. There's really no real difference to it, other than the fact that hazardous waste has a lot of paperwork that goes along with it, and you have to be very careful how you package it, how you transport it.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this since 1983.
And have we gotten, is anything improving? Like if there's more and more trash, or is there less trash? I mean, or per person, I mean, there's more.
I think, from a production standpoint on the manufacturer side, I think it's up. based on what I've seen over the last
What's the
year.
amount of trash per person?
Well, you know, everybody's producing more stuff. There's a lot more stuff going into recycle. We need to do a lot more of that. And we have within our company several facilities that do that for like light bulbs,
Oh, there's
all that.
no point in recycling anything. They just throw it all into the dump. Why would you bother?
Mhm.
China won't even buy our stuff anymore. What do
Well,
you say to that?
That we have more technologies every day that are coming up to speed to do that.
Right, so.
It's
yeah.
just, it's a work in progress.
And is it worth my time to take, now there's single stream where you throw everything in a thing and then it
I
gets
do the same
sorted
thing in my
out
house,
in
yeah,
place.
I do the same thing in my house.
You
yeah.
put it all in the trash?
Mhm. No,
and then-
I put my, like, plastics, cardboard,
Right.
those things
And
in
so,
there,
and
yeah.
you think that at least some of that gets recycled? And,
I-
okay, because that's what I do too. Because I hope, you know, it's like, well, but I try not to buy trash. That's my big,
Mm-hmm.
my big thing. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, I like to give the guests on my show a little gift for being on my show, but I've been kind of traveling and I've been doing crazy stuff and I didn't really have much gifts, but I've been given a few gifts since I've been on the road, and I'm going to pass them on to you all because it's what I have. It's the most precious possessions I have. And so these are stickers, and these stickers say self-care is not a crime. And so I would like to give each of you fellows one of these stickers.
Thank you.
And I'd like you to think about it. I was at a lovely party out at Oakley Farms, which is a beautiful piece of land out in the county, and I was given this fun sticker, and I really have to, and that Nancie, this one, if you know Oakley Farm, have you been, you might not know, but anyways, so it's for farm, you know, the farm use stickers, but it's like Camp Oakley Farm use. I thought this was the cleverest sticker. So Nancie, this one is for you, just to thank you all for spending some time, and I hope you enjoy your stickers.
Thank you.
After I visit the diamond mines, I'm always giving away diamonds. It's like, do you have another song you might perform for us?
Yeah, this
What's
is
it?
called A Dream.
The
and it's
Dream?
about,
Tell the people the story of the dream.
Well, it's just about, you know, constantly striving for a dream that you're just never able to get.
You don't get there?
I don't know, it's kind of a sad song, but both Tony and I collaborated on this, and so both of us are equally put into it. You know, it's our song. Ready?
You're ready.
a string, you know you're playing when you break a string, right?
Yeah. Last night out at the farm, the transmitters were playing and Larry broke a string. Okay, when you guys are writing a song, how does that work between the two of you?
Well, this one in particular, when Alex came to a practice session with kind of that intro, he said, I got this. Help me out with this. He said, I wanted to start it off with, we started the verse, the opening verse.
Well, yeah, but
And we needed a break because
wait, how do you get to the words?
Well, the words kind of, the music becomes kind of like the inspiration for the words. And
Okay.
then, things pop into your head and you get a theme going. And in this case, right, I think I came up with 2 verses, and I think on the 3rd verse, Tony came up and came up, wow, this would work too. So yeah, it was kind of a self-building thing, but
A 3D printed song.
It's like a creative process, I mean, now Tony writes a lot of his own stuff. I guess my contribution is to come up with riffs that kind of interpret his songs, and I think that really is what kind of brought us together, is because he liked some of the riffs that I came up with, and so anyway, so
13 years later.
yeah,
Still
it's
working
good. I mean, I like it because I do basically backup rhythm and lead, because I really don't consider myself an independent showman. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. But you are an independent, okay, so in real life you are a metal fabricator?
Yeah, I'm a welder and build
What
stuff.
kind of welder? What kind of welding do you do? Arc welding or another kind
Does that
of
to imply you
welding?
have to be like Southern?
No, I don't know why I said that like that. I reckon I just must have thought of welding as kind
Well,
of
and, I'm doing aluminum now. I work for a company
Ooh.
called Patriot 3. They build a lot of tactical equipment.
right. And so welding aluminum is different from welding other.
Yeah, it's trickier.
It's
Yeah.
tricky, but you are master, and you are also an artist in your own right.
Yeah. I sculpt. I'm a sculptor. I've done, I guess a number of castings. I haven't really been participating in it as much as I'd like, but
I know Nancie's an inspiration, isn't she?
I know.
5 kids
She is
later,
so
she's still
prolific.
pumping out. But
I mean, she just, you're
go
right.
down at 9 o'clock and lock the door. That's how you manage that. You used to. At one point, I remember really enjoying some of your pieces that were cast metal with wax.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like it might be a skull or something, and when you lit the candle, the wax would burn away, revealing a cast metal sculpture
That's
underneath
right.
it somehow. Related.
Yeah, in my earlier works, I was involved with performance work, but
Yeah, active work.
that doesn't really pay the bills either.
Well, anyways, okay. So, being as how we've come to the end of things here with the broken string, is there anything else? Is there anything you'd like to share with the world from a welder point of view, or from an environmental point of view, or from a picker point of view?
I will say that from my standpoint and playing music, this is probably, I guess, the only, self-expression that I have, and I've been doing this since I was 12, and I basically took like a month's worth of guitar lessons and did everything else on my own. So I've learned it from jamming with people, picking up things there. But I was so drawn in the 1970s growing up to the singer-songwriter. I mean, one of my biggest influences just passed away just a couple weeks ago, Mr. Boyd Lightfoot.
Oh, yeah.
Love that man.
Good
I saw him
singer-songwriter,
in
yeah.
concert every decade.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
I had him once every decade, and I loved him. And Dan Fogelberg was another one. And see, that's the kind of stuff I really gravitated to, and I really picked up on that. And James Taylor's and Carly Simon's, all those folks through the years and stuff. But writing songs to me, it's like my getaway. I get out and get in the middle and immerse. And it's kind of like what Alex was saying about how to me, the music will dictate what the words, the feel, the theme, or whatever you want to call it, how you want to construct that song. So to me, I get a little chord progression that sounds kind of cool. What does that kind of feel like? We just wrote one recently that we still haven't We still have to tweak it up real good, but it's called Life.
Life.
And it's a real happy, poppy kind of song, but when I pulled out the chords, I said, well, this is
And so-
definitely a bright, sunny, very, upbeat, positive type
And
of
I
song.
like the fact that you think that life is bright, sunny, and upbeat. Yay!
Absolutely.
All right, I want to thank everybody. Please tune in, buy some art, hand out dollar bills, become a patron of the Laura Shepherd Show. We've had Renee on the camera. Is there anything that anybody needs to say to the world from that end? Otherwise, you are going to finish this show, baby. See you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.